Okay, back. Welcome back, everyone, to Billing episode 210, part 2. Part 2. Okay, so let's see. Let's go ahead and refresh this so it's kind of up to date, sort of. Kind of doesn't matter in a way. And let me pull up my Discord up here. Okay, part 2 is live. Live now. It is live. So, part 2 is live right now. And Redot. So nobody was talking in Redot. Reddit. Not Reddit. Reddit. Redo and Goodo. Redot. Redot. Freebie on Steam. Warhammer Verisimilitude. Vermintide. Okay. Whatever that means. Okay. Let's get back to it. Now I know normally in part 2 I am supposed to be working on code, but I need to kind of finish this here to the point. Now, as we've seen here, I have 21, and by 21 I mean I have 8 of these that are going to be split into 2. And this is not the normal decision point split. In other words, it's going to actually be, each chapter will be split into 2 chapters, totaling 21. Unless I can somehow magically get it down to, let's say, get one more of these down to 24, and no more than 50. The first one is 50, and that's because we have the little intro there. And I don't even know if I shouldn't maybe make the intro back as its own deal. But then, of course, that will put us back up again. So I don't really want to do that exactly. It in a way it doesn't matter, because in a way I can count that not as a room. It's not a chapter. You know, it might be a preface or something. Maybe. Yeah. I just thinking about that. It's not an official chapter, and so I don't have to count it. And the only reason I'm doing this is just to offload the lines onto something else. And I don't mind that it's an extra page because it doesn't count, because all the decision points are going to be in here. I was going to do like this, but you can't see my screen. You can only see my mouse, and uh, you know, bloop, just like that, bloop. Okay. Anyways, uh, so I could effectively remove that from there and not include it in the line count for chapter 1, and that would probably be okay, honestly. Um, because it's not going to it's not going to get more things. I'm not going from the intro here to and I'm not letting there be extra. This is if we okay, so let's go back to one. Oop, let's go to one. Um, and I'm gonna have to rename some of these into chapters when after I split them. So I'll have to kind of mess around with things. But I could put this and I could make this its opening number 000. I'm mostly keeping these numbers there because it already has them. Except the only problem is well, I guess that's not a bad idea. You know what? Since I'm doing this chapter thing, in fact, I can still do chapters into all the way to the end if I want to, because I was kind of thinking about that anyways, like a book sort of. That would still almost be no, that'd be about right. You're playing the chapters. You play each chapter, right? Um, and they might even have different characters. In fact, this is how you can also play some of the bad guys. So and I've got it set up to where it's on those pages. So those pages, I might still let you play out the bad guys' roles, even though they don't ultimately win. That's kind of a fear. It's not really a fear. I'm not afraid that something's going to happen, but it's a thing where I'm thinking it's something that could happen where people think that playing the villain is going to somehow affect the ending, and that's not. I'm telling the story here, but to flesh out the world more, to make sure that the villains are as three dimensional as the good guys, as the protagonists, playing all the characters in their quest. It just that the villains don't don't get to win. Okay, chapter one in Chain Lands. Anyways, I could probably add this extra. I could call it 000 as if it's part of the chapter, even though it's not part of the chapter. It's just the intro. So, um, maybe I should do that. So let's do okay. Let's do a thing here. Uh let's should I just do a new here? Let's file new. Let's actually put it uh save document, unsaved, back to the mansion. Oh, back to the mines, or back to the something. Uh, back to back. To and let's go to. I might only be getting people to a couple of people from IRC that know me, and then maybe a couple from the Discord. And I don't even think I don't know if I'm getting anybody that ever watched from X specifically. But redot. Let's really refresh the redot page. Code cleanup day. Let's give him a heart. Okay, and I'll just go ahead and post this. Building, whoop, building Enchanted Lands episode. Oh, episode 210 part 2 is now live. Link in my previous post. Okay, post. All right. Let's go to my profile. Okay, let's go. I can close that. Let's go to. And honestly, even if Indie Games has gone by, sometimes people don't post that quick. Okay. Doing Enchanted Lands Art episode Ep 210 part 2 now live. Link in my previous post or my profile. There we go. Post. And here I'll just do a simple part 2 is now live because Game Dev Brothers in Christ don't get a lot of posts like really quick. Part 2 is now live. Link in my previous post. Okay. Good, good, good. I guess I check my notification out. People like my post. Okay. And all right. Why did it say offline when it's probably not offline? Evening again. Evening again, Rook. Indeed. Why does this say offline? It's not. I don't know why it does that. Okay, so unsaved document. Wait a second. Why did it? That's weird. Why did it move all the way back there? Well, heck. Why is it going so slow now? What's the matter here? Nope. Where? Okay, right there. Why did it? Why does it keep on popping up there? Quit doing that. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Try to move this up here. Don't, don't. Try this again. Why did it move again? Dang it. Why? Why is it jumping it? Why does it keep jumping it? I'm trying to move. I'm trying to move the dang thing over here. What? Oh, what did it do? Taking me off. Let's close all those, and we'll reopen them. Enchanted Lands. Rooms. Um. Select create new folder. Not new folder, doggone ya. Annoying. Yes, permanently delete the folder. Create new document. Empty document. Yes. 00. Um, preface. Or should I don't know, should I say Enchanted Lands preface? Preface. I'm just going to keep it simple. JSON. Okay. Open with text editor. Oh, let's off. And then rearrange them. Go back here. Do this. Do that. Move around. I'm annoyed. I'm so annoyed. Okay. Chat. Chatty, chat, chat. Uh, select. Oh, boom, 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 boom. Paste. Do, do. Copy. Thank you. Thank you. Move along. Okay. Let's call this 00 preface. Let's call this uh we're gonna rename the I'm gonna rename that. We're gonna say what's going on here? Enchanted Lands Magical Resort preface. Like that. And we're gonna take this chapter 1 here. He's been acting strangely. Chief advisor and friend to the king, the wizard Hubert, after seeing him, goes home. Okay, so we are going to all right. Switch room 00 main menu 1. Goes home to prepare to get external help. That's fine. That's fine. That's where it's supposed to go anyways. So let's just go ahead and close that. All right. It one to continue. That. Control save. We're gonna call this preface door to, and then it's going to actually be door to this, and this is going to actually be a little bit different. So, and I'm going to actually, I wonder what would happen if I renamed it file thing, if it would detect it and just reload it as the new name. Enchanted Lands Magical Sugar Resort. Enchanted Lands in trouble? Hubert goes for help. Oh, Hubert goes for help. I like that. Rename. I'm gonna see if it will be able to do it. Hubert goes for help. Now, let's see if it picks up on it. Where's it at? No, it didn't even check it out. Open. See what? Why is it doing that? Now it's before 10. Now it's before 9. And now it's back to the beginning again. What? Why did it do that? Why does it do that? Okay, let's try something. We're gonna take this all the way. And it did it. Why did it do that again? Why did it shift its stupid things over? Why does it keep doing that? Dang it. How come I can't get it past? And just, I don't know why it does that. Why does it do that? Why does it go? Why does it do that? Dang it. Ticking me off. Stupid thing. All right. I'm trying to move tabs over. Except when when I move it over so far, it resets the position on the tab bar, and I can't get it to move as far as I want. It actually doesn't, it doesn't, um, well, if I can right click and have it to move, option 1, use the, I don't know if that's true. Let's see some here. See if it's true. Oh, oh, I thought I almost lost it. Let's see. This is, there we go. And that worked. It just said to do it slow, so I moved it just a little bit, and I moved it once over just a little bit. I guess I could have right clicked on it. That might would have helped. But I don't know which response I prefer. I don't really care that much. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's go back to this and back to this. Close this a little bit because it doesn't need a third. Okay, we're gonna call this 001. Hubert goes for help. I'm gonna end up resplitting some of these anyways, but yeah, I wanted to make sure it was as far down as I could go and still be 20 or under. And it looks like I might be able to. There's a possibility I might be able to get it under. I might be able to get it just at 20, maybe. I'm not sure if I can do that, so I'm gonna do this first. Magical Resort preface. Okay, let's put that. Let's put a deal there. And then chapter 1. Hubert goes for help. Okay. goes for help. Chapter 1, Hubert goes for help. We'll do this. Hubert goes for help, like that. Hubert goes to help. I don't know. It just looks weird with one lowercase. We'll make them all uppercase. I don't care. It just looks weird to me. That's all. Okay. So we are gonna go. No one. Since the king closed down. There. Hubert walks around his home. This one says goes to get help. Okay. Okay. So next is this one. Like this. Control C. Over here. Control V, and we'll make this 1, and we'll just make this door to Control V. Door to Hubert goes for help. 001, Hubert goes for help. 001, Hubert goes for help. Chapter 1, Hubert goes for help. Okay. Darn it, my thumb is itching. I don't want to scratch it though. So instead I end up rubbing it. It doesn't. It's not as bad as it sounds. I'm just rubbing it so that I can itch it without really tearing it up. Drive me nuts. Okay. Let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. All right, we're going to business. Okay. And we're going to call this Hubert goes for help. Poker. We'll say poker so I'm not cussing here. Boop, 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 boop. Let's save scene. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop, boop. Did I not save that? No, I didn't save it. Control S. Save scene. Reload save scene. That's what I said. That's what I said. Oh. Okay. One little issue here. Let's just what is that? The camera. The camera. Eh. Grab the camera. Let's move it. Let's move it up here. That'll be okay. Actually, it doesn't really matter because I'm going to be reloading it anyways. Let's go to main menu and door to Enchanted lands reface 000 reface. That scene, reload, save scene. Why? Not the layout cursor. Where's the layout cursor? Let's mute that. Let's mute the layout camera. I wonder. I wonder if it screws up when I turn off the camera and the cursor. Let's see. Let's see if it screws up. This doesn't screw up. Okay. What about this? Okay. Uh, say room data. Control S. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Oh, it did. Well, it did the. That's funny. Uh, layout cursor, a layout camera. Uh, let's go ahead and actually, we'll do a little scripting here. We'll do a little scripting here. Layout camera. Um, I guess let's do them in their own script files. Let's see. Ready. Um, editor. I forget how. What's that? I forget. I always forget that. Editor. Editor interface. No. Hint. Engine is editor hint. Um, self dot um, visible loss. That'll be okay. And then we'll go ahead and make sure it's in there. And then we'll go ahead and do the same thing in here. Oh, that's right. This isn't a tool script, is it? So, oh, wait a second. Okay. Let's see. Let's just see if it works here. Um, go to the layout tool. We'll do that. Everything's there. Everything's here. That's cool. If I go to 2D's workspace, let's do something different then, because that apparently does not work. Because these aren't tool scripts. Neither one of these are tool scripts. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to make sure it's true here. Func exit tree visible equal false. Yeah, camera. So let's go to layout camera. Let's go save that. 2D, see it's gone, then run it. Actually, it doesn't really need to be there. But let's go ahead and close it. And the camera is not there, right? Let's go ahead and turn layout cursor to false, but then we're going to save it, but then let's go into script and let's go into layout cursor and we'll do this. Stop.visible equals true to make sure it automatically does that. And then func exit func exit tree self.visible equals false. Falsy. Falsy and true. Oh, it's already there. Okay. There. Okay. Scene reload, save scene. Okay. Now let's check out camera. Why is camera visible? I actually don't mind it being visible, but I don't want it to edit here. Okay. Let's do this again. Control S. Save it. Reload, save scene. Why does it not let me save it? Okay. I have a camera. Actually, I have a 2D camera. My layout tool. Which is just basically a scene that I use to edit the room layouts so that I don't have to use the 3-dot editor. 3-dot is a fork Godot 4.3. When I click the visibility eyeball icon, visibility, what? Eyeball. Frustrating. I'm frustrated. Can you tell I'm frustrated? When I click the visibility eyeball icon and save the scene, then reload it, the camera comes back. Any clue as to why this is? Don't draw this while I'm editing. So when you reload the scene, the node is still visible. I'll show it again. Camera and the inspector uncheck visible. It does save into the scene. Okay. Okay, and in actuality, when running the scene, camera visibility. Visibility isn't even a thing, right? Okay. Well, I basically want to, if I set it in the inspector, does it affect anything? I basically don't want to be able to modify it in the editor. So I was thinking I would set it visible when the scene is actually running, and then resetting it to false when it was done. Oh, what am I? Of course, I see. That is. There's a. That wasn't even the inspector, was it? View. Viewport is fine. Gizmos. Huh. Okay, let's select the camera in here. Enabled. It should be enabled. Visibility. Okay, let's set it or save it, and then let's reload first. Reload save scene, and it comes back. So that doesn't matter to do that in the inspector. Can I at least lock it? Let's see. Can I lock it? Can I save the lock? Can I reload save scene? Is it still locked? It is not still locked. Okay. Reading again. I don't want to move the dang camera in the editor. How do I do that? I don't have a tool script here. Well, no, the editor tool is a tool script. So I do it in the tool script, right? Okay, sure. Sure. Uh, I want to get back to my story stuff so I can finish that part off, and I don't know how much time I'm allowed here right now. Dad's probably in there just kind of screwing around on YouTube and getting bored, and plus, I'll have to end up making supper here pretty soon. But let's go ahead and let's go to layout tool itself, and then function ready, right? Is editor hint. All right, we are going to do a thing here. I'll do it above this though. I'll do it up here. And what I'll say is camera visible response. Now, we're just going to see if that works. So I'm going to go ahead and scene, reload, save scene. Is it false? Layout camera is not false. Why is it not false? Why can't I still... I guess I can't do anything with the camera, can I? Anybody know? Any Godot Redot experts know anything? Let's see here. Let's do a general search. Can I make sure I can't mess with the camera? Let's see. Let's do this. Go 4.3. How can I make sure the camera can't be is invisible in the editor? Well, I'll leave it because I know you can just turn it off the visibility, but then well, I know for one thing you can click the visibility toggle, but it doesn't seem to persist between saves. Camera 3D? I'm not doing camera 3D. I'm doing camera 2D. Because it's annoying. I don't want to have to move this stupid thing around. And the tool script is supposed to be the tool script. The Go 4.3. How do I keep camera 2D invisible in the editor between saves? That's not... okay. Uh, okay, this doesn't really tell me. I don't know, maybe I should check Discord. Somebody, I don't usually get that quick of a help in Discord, honestly. But, anybody talking off topic? What was the last off topic message? 4:05 p.m. Can anyone tell me if I can keep the camera invisible editor between saves so that I can't fool around with it? Maybe I can go into Godot. I just won't tell them I'm using Read Engine. I try to make sure that I don't tell them at all. Quick help. Let's see. If I turn a camera to the node's visibility off and save the scene, it becomes visible again after reloading. Is there a way to keep it toggled off even after reload? Let's see if somebody in there can help. Godot 4.3, by the way. Somebody pronounces it Gato. I wonder if anybody will reply to me. You know? See, somebody is can lock nodes and hide them. I'll have to reply. I tried both locking and hiding the camera, and then when I save and reload, it comes back. I've even tried it in script, but it still doesn't work. It's a tool script. The scenes script is a tool script. At tool script. An at tool script. But the camera itself is not. Let's go back to Godot. What I'm trying to do is to make it so I don't fool around with it in the editor. I'm making a tool for my game, and I use the camera that I can hide or lock it in a session, but whenever I reload, it's no longer invisible or locked. So yeah, That's how it's working. Okay. I just want to make sure I don't move it around. Not that it matters a great deal, but I'm trying to move around panel nodes in the editor while I'm building my layout tool. And sometimes I accidentally select the camera. Okay, nobody knows. I know how to toggle visibility in the editor. I'm just asking to see if there's something that comes up. No, I can hit it. That's stupid. I can turn it off and it works fine, but I have to keep turning it off every time I reload. This could be a redot problem, maybe. Yeah. All right, let's not worry about it right now. Because I'm taking too dang long. Layout camera, I can go ahead and mute it for right now. Kind of doesn't matter. It just means I won't select it and move it around. Actually, let's see something here. How come? Oh, it's because it's where it's right where it's saved. So, if I no, not that. If I do this and I put it up here and then I close it, reload, save scene. See, it automatically puts it up there, which is fine. But then, like I said, I have to. I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, WA since the editor basically just uses the same tools. Don't be darned if it's full documented up. Now, he's it's a little rusty, and I can't believe that nobody on the internet, on the interwebs, um, hasn't had this problem before. I mean, I could always go into Godot, bring the actual. Why don't I just do that for a second? Let's see something here. Let's go to dev stuff here, and let's go to. I'm wasting time, darn it. Um, Godot. Let's go to dev stuff. Let's go to redot projects. Copy dev stuff. Godot. Paste. merge, replace. How can there be an error copying? Skip, skip. Let's click cancel. Maybe I have to turn it off here. I'll turn this off just for a second. Okay, and let's go ahead and hit paste in here again. Merge, replace. Cancel. Fine. Delete. Paste. Godot. If it works. Okay, so this is all I want to do is I want to do this. I want to make sure it's selected. We're going to check the visibility in here too. It's off. And all I want to do is I want to Control S. I want to scene, reload, save scene. And it's back up again. That's annoying. Okay, forget that then. Let me troll around for a bit. Checkbox. And nobody in Redot can help me. Okay. Let's see. That was this oh, that was Grok. Using Godot, using Redot 4.3, which is a fork of Godot 4.3. I have my camera 2D for my layout tool, special scene in my game that allows me to edit the layout. If I hide it or lock it, it's fine until and save it. It's fine until I reload. Is there a way to keep the camera invisible during after a reload? It's probably called enabled checkbox at the top of the inspector that shows you especially. If it is unchecked, camera disabled, Godot forces the node to be visible in the editor no matter what you do with visible eye. Godot wants you to always be able to see which camera is the current one, so it overrides your visibility settings as soon as you reload the scene. To actually work, use the enable checkbox instead of hiding the camera. Select your camera 2D in your layout tool scene. In Inspector, uncheck the little box that says enabled, save the scene. Does it mean it won't work in my won't work when I run the scene? All right, we'll try it. We'll try the enabled, and then we'll try to run it to see if it works fine. Okay, let's pick the layout camera. Uh, where is the enable? That's not in here. Where's it at though? Layout camera. No button enabled. Okay, we're gonna turn that off. We're gonna save it, and then we're gonna reload save scene. And what happens when I try to run it? Everything's there. Everything's good. Reload save scene. Okay, wait. Let me go to my script to make sure that I don't have anything in here. I just have that camera visible. Layout camera. Here, let's just do this. And let's make sure. Right, okay. Control save scene, reload save scene. And now it's enabled again. Even enable, it doesn't do that. Huh. That is so weird. Hmm. I even tried deselecting enabled, and that still did not persist. Okay, well, doggone it. Let's see if I can get back to what I was doing. Sure, reload it. Preface. Reload. Reload. Why is the twin brothers? Huh. Oh, I bet because they're all saved. So technically speaking, even though they did not change, they're all reloaded. They're all saved. So technically speaking, they're all changed. Okay. Anywho, let's go ahead and let's run this real quick. One. Hit one to continue. Now we got that. And then these are the same as they were. Okay, so let's do one more thing here. Let's pull up the list here. And actually let's pull up both of these. And we're gonna say Control F // N. Okay. So preface, it doesn't matter how many preface has because that's not going to be split. It's just a thing, right? Okay, but we're going to go to Hebrew goes for help. Just here. Hebrew goes for help. Okay. We're going to go ahead and search. So, 39, that means there's 37. So now there are 37 in here. Right? Oh, what the... No, that's right, that's right. Oh, these are all over the 25. Even this is over the 25. Shoot. Uh, oh, this has to do with the ones that I am going to split. Right. This doesn't actually matter that it's not in the right deal because I'm not going to actually be changing that. Oh, you know what? I didn't even think about that either. So this should actually be over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, that's still right though. 8. It's still 21, right? Okay. I don't know why it was in that category column, but that is actually all right. That's 6, 7, 8. Okay. So that's actually fine. Okay. So then the other thing becomes, well, can I get? Let's see the total of leadership. Can I get the total of leadership down to 11? And hey, let's actually run this. Hmm, interesting. Okay, so anyways, before I go, let's go ahead and run. Not running the scene. We're gonna run the program here. Um, we're gonna go to Crits, Gets to Room, Red Hot Riding Hood, Zanzibar the Great, Lost in Lapswood, Much Ado About Quicksilver, uh, Tear in the Skies. It's not Tear in the Skies. Back to the Mines. The Totem of Leadership. Now the only question is, could I reduce this to the point of where it's can go um in the other category? Um, Red gets back to the werewolf village when Kurt jumps out of the bushes and they tumble back in the forest. Kurt then takes Red's Riding Hood back to Violet Fairy God College. Kurt reveals Red was promising to remove their curses. He didn't want to do that. He asked Violet to enhance the effects. Violet agrees. If he steals the total leadership and brings it to her. Okay, so it's very possible I could stow that opening part, and I don't even know if it's going to be enough though. So it might totally not be enough. Okay, because let's see here. Go back to the deal. Oops, back to this deal. Uh, okay, so if we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So is 9 enough to real quick. Is 9 enough to drop that? Total leadership -9. I believe it's enough. Do believe it's enough. So let's go ahead and we'll try that. We're going to drop this down. Um, totem leadership. All right. I might have to rename these later, but we are going to go ahead and we're going to go down here to Control X. We're going to save it. We're going to go to Red Hot Riding Hood, I think. Or it was debate. Okay. Um, yeah, that's not a great, but I guess it'll work for my purposes. I'm not sure that that's a great thing to do here, but we'll see. Red Hot Riding Hood is... Oh, that wouldn't work. You know why that doesn't work? That just adds more to that. I have to do it on one of these. So, Control Z. Okay. Let's go back to Total Leadership. Control Z. Control S. Can't do that. Okay, let's see if we can do it forward then. What do we got here? Violet runs into the forest. That is not going to be enough, though. How many? Okay, so how many lines? Okay, so the only one that I could really do it is number 13. Let's see how number 13 starts out first, because maybe I can tack something onto the end of it. Because all we're trying to do is, I just have to make sure that this doesn't go over like 50 lines total. Maximus armies assemble. Okay. So, tome of leadership. Um, since it's already over the line of the 25 or whatever, then the next one it would be 50. So you can have a max of 50 lines in here. So, uh, 35 to 40 to 50 is 15. So I can have at max 16 more lines in this chapter 13. So let's go back to the totem of leadership, number 11. And let's see how many. Okay, so let's just go ahead and we'll do next for one thing. And then I'll just manually count them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 30 minus 4 is 26. And really, this belongs over here, but I can kind of do this partly because yes, I can do this. So this will be on the front end. It doesn't really matter here which. Control X. $27 matches. 25. It'll be just on, but it'll work. So before I do that anything, let's go back to 13 and the battle for Enchanted Lands. Let's go ahead and put this here. No, it's here, right? Nope. Put it here. Now what is this? Okay, so um so it's basically 41 matches, right? So if there's 41 matches, then 40, 39. So this is 39. Okay. This is what? This is 27 matches, which makes it 25. 25 lines. It looks like I just, oop, 25 lines. It looks like it's barely made it. It does include the after space. This is 24 lines including the after space. Right? This is 25 including the after space. It just fits. Just fits. Now, that being said, Control S, Control S, Control S. Right? And okay. So let's go ahead and just run it real quickly and see if it makes sense as far as I wasn't trying to get all of them under 25. I was trying to get enough of them under 25 to make sure that I only have a maximum of 20 to start with. Because I'm going to split those into two, each of those ones into two deals. So then it becomes at most 25 per deal. See? And then of course this doesn't count entering the count because this is not, you're not doing any work here. This is just the intro. So it doesn't count as chapter 1 Hubert goes for help. Chapter 2 the twin brothers. Chapter 3 the unicorn goes to school. Chapter 4 the princess gets to room. Red Hot Riding Hood is chapter 5. Chapter 6 is Zanzibar the Great. Chapter 7 is Lost in Lapswood. Chapter 8 Much Ado About Quicksilver. Chapter 9 Terror in the Skies. Chapter 10 Back to the Mines. Chapter 11 Totem Leadership. Okay, let's kind of read through this real quick, and then I'll call it a day today. Okay, so Red heads back heads back to the werewolf village when Kurt jumps out of the bushes and they tumble back into the forest. Kurt then takes Red's riding hood back to Violet at Fairy God College. Kurt reveals Red was promising to remove the curses, and then he didn't want that. He asks Violet to enhance the effects. Violet agrees if he steals the totem of leadership and brings it to her because she claims it will bind the pact to him. When Kurt gets back to the werewolf village, he goes into Rottweiler's hut and starts to grab the totem. Thorn, Rottweiler's third in command, stops Kurt from getting the totem. They fight, and Kurt takes the totem. Kurt returns to Violet at Fairy God College. She casts a spell which visibly alters Kurt, and then goes back. And then he goes back to the village. At the village, Kurt disposes of Rottweiler and most of his followers. When Violet casts the spell to alter Kurt, Thorn in the village sees Kurt's own followers change as well. Thorn goes and hides just out of town and waits. Okay. And hides just out of town and waits. Back at the castle in the throne room, Max gets a magic mirror call. Barty, sitting on a squat throne inside the Gnome Kingdom, tells Max what has been going on. Max finds out that John and Roland and most of the slaves were rescued by Hubert. Max is suspicious of Red's long absence, so he gets a servant to go find out what happened. The servant returns later with Red's hood and tells Max it was in the possession of Violet. Good. Now, let's go to the next thing. And then this is about how they rescue the princesses, how the John and Sir William get the any would be any vacation night, any would be night, any real night to join them in their cause. Then they essentially rescue the princesses, the vacation princesses, and the fairy godmothers. All of them are vacation. There's a few that are actual from different realms, but most of these are like tourists basically that were abducted originally, kidnapped. Okay. Okay, so then they all meet in the Bats lobby. Okay. In the library, Roland Jr. tells Hubert him and his dad are going to get the help of his people. Roland leaves the hotel. After a while, everyone else gathers in the courtyard of Bats. Everyone gathers around, even spilling to the streets. Herbert speaks to the crowd, and they all make their battle plans. Next. I don't know why it's remained there. That's interesting. It actually remained there in between sessions, you might say. That's weird. Okay. After going to the werewolf village, the battle for Enchanted Lands. After going to the werewolf village with Violet and confronting her and Kurt about Red, he kills Kurt with a fireball. Violet runs in the forest. Max says he'll make anyone the leader who disposes of her. Thorn comes back, but before giving him the totem, he says he'll only give it back if they agree to join his army. The werewolves under Thorn agree to join the army, and Max gives them the totem before returning to the castle. See, and it's I mean chronologically it works fine, but this also works fine as far as this because even though it's still part of the totem of leadership, it's about recruiting the armies for his armies, recruiting the werewolves for his armies, and he does that here. And so so yeah. So I guess that works. That works. So I finally got to what I wanted here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That equals 14. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 14 plus 6 is 20. We got the 20 I needed to get it to. How about that? How about that? How about them apples? Right? Anywho. Okay, looks good. Everything looks good. Sorry I didn't get to any real code. I mean, I did a little bit of the code. I was trying to make that invisible, but tomorrow we'll get it. We'll get her done. Get her done. Here, let's run the scene real quick. Yeah, let's put it in the middle. Save it. Scene, reload, save scene. See, now it's in the center. The camera actually follows around the main menu just because I wanted to be able to place this anywhere on there and have the camera be able to find it. So it's good that I can do that. And tomorrow, well, okay, so I'll be doing. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna take the week off, the next week off, like I would do normally, and I'll probably do a few things like well, other than my normal thing of where I'm like trying to do some cleaning and stuff. In here, what I'll try to do is I'll start continuing to edit the rest of the clips that I have. Um, I might leave this last week's um, as not a thing or whatever, just because I'm gonna start recording stuff in a different way, and so hopefully I'm gonna have kind of a different method. I'm not really sure, but what I need to do is I need to finish editing those ones, get caught up with those, and then what's this one? What's this one arrow? Layout tool 343. 343. Really? Okay, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to delete it. Because it doesn't seem like anything I did with the camera did anything. So I can't really make that, so I have to live with that. I didn't want to edit it in the editor because I want the layout tool to actually control where the camera goes. Well, that's not true. I don't mind it like if I actually, you know what? I might could do it in the editor and lock the camera to the main menu. No, I don't want to do it like that. No. I want the tool. Anyways, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Um. So what am I doing? Oh yeah. So I'm gonna also, like I said, I'm gonna do some sketching. I'm gonna try to create some B-roll video of me like drawing just lines and kind of boring stuff like that. But I want to do it so that I can have something to put on the screen while I'm discussing like decision points and all this stuff. You know, in a sense, I don't even have in a sense, I'm kind of stuck in the middle because now that I've got these the way I want them, now I have to split those certain. Make sure all these are. All these are saved. Okay. And this is saved. Okay, good. Um, so I'll be taking each of these deals and I'll be splitting them into two. So they'll actually be two. They'll be whatever four 7 more chapters to bring the total to 20. And the reason I wanted it no more than 20 is because if you remember when I was doing when I had all the 393 events, story beats on their own single pages, and I was trying to do the decision points in between, it was just taking so long doing that. And by doing it this ways, batching up events and stuff on purpose, so I don't have as much to do, so I can complete this phase in a short period of time. And I even have part of it done, so even when I split these up, I'll be able to use some of the existing work that I've already had, and I'll be able to put some of that in already without actually having to come up with it. And so that way, maybe um, I think we're up to um, I don't know. I think we're we actually got plenty of stuff in here, so it's possible that I could already have technically already have a lot of it done. Of this other stuff here, back to the mines, tear in the skies. I don't think I had anything for that because I wasn't doing that yet. Much you do about Quicksilver. So somewhere, Lost in Lapswood, somewhere in here, like part of it will be done already. So I don't. Well, that wouldn't even take that long because I'd already did a lot of work. So, um, but I'm gonna go ahead and split them the way I want to split them, so that just as long as they don't have more than 25 lines per chapter, and then I'll start with that. Then I'll put in decision points in there, and like I said, I already have some of it done, and so it's not going to take very long to actually finish this off. But unfortunately, I've run out of time again this week, and so I'll have to wait. I either wait till next week or I can wait till the week after. Um, it kind of depends. I'll see if my dad has any more appointments. Um, Shoot, I might have an appointment, but although I'm not really planning on going back to the doctor if I can get my blood pressure down enough. I mean, I don't have the money to go back to the dang doctor. Because I'm not working right now, so dad doesn't have it obviously, but so I guess I'll just take the week off. I'll add that extra stuff like I was saying. Um, I'll try to see if I can get stuff going, and we'll see. We'll see. So I guess I'll see you. Plus next week is Thanksgiving week anyway, so I guess it's probably good that I take that week off. So then I'll be back on December 1st. Actually, I'll be back on December 2nd because my dad's birthday is December 1st. Okay. So, um, anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching, you four that are left, and to all those other ones that popped in and out and stuff. And I guess I'll see you December 2nd, Tuesday, December 2nd, where we'll pick up here and we'll try to finish off the base thing here. And then I'm going to try to. Actually, I'm going to try to see if I can maybe fudge it a little bit this week. I won't be spending time, like, I won't be taking extra time. And what I might do is when my dad lays down, or maybe even just at night after, I can't do anything really, even cleaning wise, because makes noise. I might do a little bit of like a short 45-minute stream somewhere during the next week, and then I can finish this part up so that way December 2nd I can start on the actual decision point making, the actual finishing of phase 1. And fingers crossed, which it's probably not going to work, but fingers crossed, I could get phase 1 done at the end of December. Possibly. That's a possibility. It's kind of scant possibility. It's really thin possibility, but it is a possibility. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And thanks for watching part 2, and guess I'll see you December 2nd, or I'll see you a little bit before then, but officially December 2nd. Thank you for watching part 2, and bearing with me, and we'll see this game get made here. I will see you later.